Hello, Cantors. I'm here to talk to you today about singing the offertory sentence and the communion sentence for weekday masses at 8 a.m. We're going to be using a very simple musical formula for these two parts of the Mass, the offertory and the communion, and I'd like to show them to you today. You all, of course, know this very simple part of the scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Let's sing that together. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, sol, fa, mi, re, do. Now, for this musical formula, we are only going to be using do, mi, and sol. That's why I've got re and fa in blue. Let's sing the scale again, but when we get to re and fa, I want you only to think those tones. Think them. Ready? Do, mi, sol, sol, mi, do. Good. Now, let's erase these, and I'll reveal the melody to you that we're going to use. The melody is this. It starts on the top of this part of the scale. So the melody is this. Sol, mi. That's the first half. Sol, do. That's the second half. And that's all there is to it. So when faced with an offertory sentence, we'll set the first half of it to this. Sol, mi. And we'll set the second, last half of it to this. Sol, do. Now, a sentence can have very few syllables or many syllables. As you know, Cantors, from singing the entrance antiphon, we always have to work that out. So the majority of the syllables are going to go on sol and on mi. Thus, we'll have lots of syllables here on sol, and then we'll cadence on mi. Then we'll go back to sol and sing lots of syllables here, and we'll finally cadence on do. Let's sing it together. Ready? Sol, mi, sol, do. Now, let's look at a real sentence. Okay, here is an offertory sentence. Now, this would be sung right at the beginning of offertory at Mass. The text is, "You will turn to us, O God, and restore our life, and your people shall rejoice in you." Now, our musical formula needs to be divided into two parts. So you make this decision for yourself. You will turn to us, O God, and restore our life, and your people shall rejoice in you. I would say it's here. Would you? I think that's logical. More or less equal halves. You will turn to us, O God, and restore our life, and your people shall rejoice in you. And for those of you who are adults, that makes an antecedent and consequent phrase, doesn't it? Beginning and then the finish. So, very easy. Let's put our musical formula to it. As you know, it starts on sol. So when you're about to sing the offertory sentence, you're thinking, let's see, how does this melody go? Do, re, mi, fa, sol. I'm starting on sol. So let's put sol here. You will turn to us, O God, and restore our life. That's our first cadence, mi. Then we start again on sol. And your people shall rejoice in you. That's all there is to it. Now, there are a couple of possibilities. For example, like this. You will turn to us, O God, and restore our life. You could have two me's there if you wanted to. And you could have two do's here if you wanted in the final cadence. And your people shall rejoice in you. Either is okay. Let me sing the first version again. You will turn to us, O God, and restore our life, and your people shall rejoice in you. Now I'll sing the second one. You will turn to us, O God, and restore our life, and your people shall rejoice in you. Which one do you like better? They're both good. It's up to you. Now let's look at a communion sentence. Here is a communion sentence. The Word became flesh, and we have seen his glory. Now you can tell right away that the halfway point is going to be here. In fact, I can't imagine doing it any other way. So let's say you're in a low mood. It's Monday morning. And you don't want to use this sol, but you want to use this sol. Sol, fa, mi, re, do. That's quite low, isn't it? That might be too low. You know, when you sing too low at Mass, it's kind of depressing. Let's make this do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, fa, mi, re, do. That's a little bit lower. So remember, it starts on sol. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. You have to sing that in your head. Sol, mi, sol, do. Okay, here we go. The Word became flesh, and we have seen his glory. Let me write sol, mi, and do in. The Word became flesh, and we have seen his glory. Now, could I go down to mi or do earlier, as we saw in the last example? Let's give it a try. The Word became flesh, and we have seen his glory, and we have seen his glory. I don't think any of those works. I think it's better to use it this way. The Word became flesh, and we have seen his glory. So in other words, we're just going down on this one-syllable word to mi, and we're going down to do on the last syllable of glory. Very simple. Let's sing it together. The Word became flesh, and we have seen his glory. Now, I have one more example to give you. Occasionally, we have a sentence, sometimes even two sentences, that are too long or seem to be too long to be divided into only two parts. I'm sure you run into this when you're singing the entrance antiphon. Let's read this text. Drop down dew from above, you heavens, and let the clouds rain down the just one. Let the earth be opened and bring forth a Savior. Well, where is the halfway point? Drop down dew from above, you heavens. Maybe that's a part. And let the clouds rain down the just one. Maybe that's a part. Let the earth be opened and bring forth a Savior. Maybe that's a part. I would say we have three parts here. But our musical formula has only two parts. So we have to fit this into that musical formula. I would say that in this case, you should do this. Have a pause here. That's supposed to be a breath mark. And have that be the halfway point. For example, drop down dew from above, you heavens. Just stay on sol. And let the clouds rain down the just one. Coming down to me here. Let the earth be opened and bring forth a Savior. Come down to one here. Let's sing that together. Drop down dew from above, you heavens, and let the clouds rain down the just one. Let the earth be opened and bring forth a Savior. What we don't want to do is use me twice. For example, drop down dew from above, you heavens, and let the clouds rain down the just one. We don't want to do that. We want to reserve me for that cadence in the middle, quote unquote middle. So one more time, this is all on sol until we get to here, then we go down to mi. Back up to sol here, and do at the end. One more time. Let's change it. Sol, fa, mi, re, do. Ready? Drop down dew from above, you heavens, and let the clouds rain down the just one. Let the earth be opened and bring forth a Savior. Voila. Thank you very much for listening to this and for working with me in this new addition to our weekday 8 a.m. Masses. We can start this whenever you're ready, whenever you feel you're ready to do it. Please don't hesitate to ask me about any part of this new formula, this new practice, or about any part of the Mass and how to sing it. I should say that when the offertory begins, that is when everyone sits down at the offertory, you would stand right up and start singing the offertory sentence. Then Father will continue with the offertory. At communion, you would sing the communion sentence right at the beginning of communion, while the celebrant is still even receiving the Eucharist. So thank you again, and all the best to you.